August 12th, 1997 is the last day I talked to my dad. 28 years ago today, he died. And on that day before he died, I talked to him. He gave me the best lesson that he'd ever given me in his life. And I'm going to tell you about it. When he got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, they gave him something like 3 months to live, and he lived like, I don't know, 10, 12, way more than 3. He held on. He held on to what? I'm not sure exactly, but he held on, and he got progressively worse, and he was in bad shape. His calves were so full of fluid and retaining fluid and cancer and all that they were splitting open. They had to bandage him with ACE wraps, and his belly was so bloated that the doctor said if he even fell over, he would just like erupt, just explode. And but his face was so, there was nothing but skin and bone. It looked like a skull that someone overlaid skin on. It was crazy. His shoulders, same thing, no muscle structure, just, he was in bad shape. And the day before he died, I was headed out to California to pick up my daughter, and I stopped to talk to him. I talked to him the previous day too, because August 11th was his birthday, and but on the way out, I knew it was the last time I was going to talk to him, so I stopped and talked to him, and we started talking about random shit, and then it got serious, and it got real. It got real, and led to the point where he realized that everything in his life that he did or didn't do was over. He had no more time. And if you know my backstory, he never got a Dad of the Year trophy. We'll put it that way. But we were talking, and I told him, I said, Dad, you've done the best you could with what you had in life. You did the best you could with the tools you have in life, and it's okay for you to let go. You got to let go, because I knew he was gonna explode. It was crazy how the shape he was in, and he teared up and looked at me and he said, Mike, I pissed it all away. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, I had a gold mine with you, and I never understood that. I never knew that. And he said, I want to stay alive. I'm getting a little emotional now. He's like, I want to stay alive. I want to do all the things and say all the things I should have done when I had the time. I want to tell you that I'm proud of you. I want to sneak my kids. I had one at the time, but I want to sneak my grandkids some candy when you're not looking. He said all these things that he wanted to do, and none of them had to do with anything that had to do with achievement in his life. None of it had to do with that. It all had to do with his family that he resented and hated and blamed for all of his misery and suffering in his life. He's telling me all these things he wanted to do. He said, now I'm out of time. And I told him, and he's crying and I'm crying. And I said, Dad, listen, look at me. I'm fine. Like, I got a beautiful family. I've got a great career. I'm sober. I'm not all fucked up on drugs or alcohol. And I think I was 23 or 24 at the time. And I said, I'm fine. I said, I don't want you to lay here and think about that kind of stuff. It's just time for you to let go. And he kept going on and on, and I'm not going to go into all the details, but he kept going on and on about all the things that he didn't do. Not the things that he did, but the things that he didn't do. He wasn't apologizing or having remorse for the type of father that he was, the type of person that he was with his family. He was saying all the things, the cute things about the grandkids, about him wanting to see me grow up to be a better man than him, and he wanted to tell me that he's proud of me and that he loved me. And I think I'd only heard that one other time from him in my life, the I love you part. And he just is going through all this stuff, and he's crying, I'm crying. It's just a fucking big blobbering emotional mess. And I realized as I was watching him, the last time I was going to see that man alive, my own dad, I realized this is a man who is literally on his deathbed, and he's dying with nothing but regret in his heart. Nothing but regret. Regret that he didn't chase his dreams. Regret that he didn't appreciate what he had. Regret that he didn't see the beauty in his family that he never wanted, and he resented his whole life. But he regretted not taking the chances that he wanted to take in life, thinking that he'd have time to do it one day, someday, when things get better. You know, when my mom dies because she was sick, when whatever, someday, whatever the criteria for that are or is, it never came. And that's the point. It doesn't come. Someday doesn't ever show up. It's now, right now. You have to take the actions right now. Start. Take the fucking swing. Write the first sentence of your book. Let go of something. Take the chance on a relationship. Take the chance on love. Take the chance on the fear of getting out of a relationship. Whatever it is. You know, that's the thing that makes life so valuable, is that it's finite. And you know, the lesson he gave me was, I watched how sad this man was, and flashing back through his whole life, I'm like, that's a fucking waste of a human life. A complete waste of this beautiful gift of life. And he died with regret in his heart. And I looked at him and watched that and said, I'm never, ever going to do that. And it changed everything about how I lived my life, about how I live my life now. I've taken shots, I've taken swings, I've done things that I probably wouldn't have done without that lesson, because sometimes it's pretty fucking scary to do that shit, you know? That's why people don't do it. But you know what's more scary than that? You know what's more scary than failing? Wondering what if? What if I didn't? And here's another what if. What if I do the thing and I discover I don't like it? You know, that kind of thing. People play the what if game all the time, but they don't play it fairly. It's like ping pong. What if it doesn't work? What if it does? What if it's awful? What if it's great? What if it sucks? What if it's amazing? Like, both sides of that coin are always there, but you don't know until you take the swing. But what I do know from watching this man die, my own dad, is that regret is real. It is very real, and it fucking sucks. Like, I cannot imagine the pain, the emotional turmoil, the mental turmoil he's in, knowing that he's got just a few grands left in his grands. That grands is a new word for grains of sand. A few grains of sand left in his hourglass, and he knows it, and there's nothing he can do about it. And to watch that happen, it fundamentally changed me. He didn't know he did that for me. He didn't know that he was giving me those gifts. I made those gifts out of what he told me. But I debated on whether even, you know, every year I usually make a post about this. I write it, but it's like, you know, I don't want to write it out again. And so I debated about whether even doing it this year or not. But I know the feedback I've got from people and the impact it has is powerful. It's something that makes you appreciate life because it is finite. So the question is, when is the time? What are you not doing that you want to do? What are you putting off? What are you avoiding? What are you dodging? What are you maneuvering around? When is the time? When is someday? There isn't a someday. There's not a someday. It's just today. And if you don't start and you don't make a fucking commitment to yourself and stick with it every day and invest in yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically, adventure-wise, anything that matters to you, if you don't start investing, you're never going to experience the compounding effect of the benefits, the interest that you gain from the benefits of the investment. Today is the day. Someday doesn't come. And the last thing I want for anybody is to be on their deathbed, filled with regret, wondering, what if I wrote that book? What if I wrote that book and it changed someone fundamentally, so they became a better father or a better mother, or they got the courage to take a shot for this invention that elevates humanity? What if it's the most awful thing to feel and to be around and to see. It's not awful well, the most awful thing about it is it's sad. It's so sad. It's like just fucking tear-jerking sad to watch somebody clinging on to their last minutes of life, hours of life for him. He died that night, or that early in the morning on his birthday, on the 13th, while I was driving to California. But that's sad. So the reason I share this is just to remind you, look, there's no perfect way to go about. There's no fucking 17 steps to a perfect life. Get that shit out of here. That doesn't exist. That's just marketing mumbo jumbo. It doesn't exist. Yeah, there's processes and procedures and things to get things done and whatever, repetitions, lifting weights, thinking thoughts, whatever. Yeah, of course, but that's natural. That's not something someone needs to learn. That's what we do automatically. The question is, and the important part is, what are you focused on in your life that you want to see, that you want to achieve? And are you doing something about it? Not just hiding from it. Because someday you'll get there. Someday I'll do it. He died 2 days after his 54th birthday. He's basically my age when he died. That's fucking weird. I cannot picture me like him. I have a completely different life, but he died 2 days after his 54th birthday. That's young. That's when a whole new chapter of life really opens up and begins. The one where you stop giving a fuck about most things and most people. You don't stop giving a fuck about people, but about what people's judgments are of you. You get to this age, and it's just like, I don't got the time. I don't got the energy. I don't have any more fucks to give about what you people think. I'm just gonna do my shit. But if you haven't even started to do your things, then it's scary. And I want you to be scared. I know that sounds weird, but I do. I want you to be scared. I want you to be scared that someday is going to come up in your life as the last day, when you don't have any more time to do anything about it. That's why, part of the reason why I do what I do. I help people find that power that they are, tap into it, so they can make these moves. And I've helped people do whatever it is for them. I don't give a shit what people want. I just care that they want it. And I care that they have the tools and the structure to do it. And not get sidetracked or derailed from life, from the fear and the uncertainty and all the shit that stopped my dad from doing anything that he wanted to do in his life. So yeah, I mean, I've seen people do the impossible. I've helped people do the impossible. I've seen people go from like just severe alcoholism to sobriety to becoming millionaires to losing 100 pounds or more of weight, getting in great shape, changing careers, getting dream jobs, buying their dream house. There's so much. And that's kind of what's hard for me about what I do, because it's just like, I'm not the money guy. I'm not the fitness guy. I'm not the athletic trainer guy. I'm not the what do they call the fitness trainer guy. I'm not the relationship coach. I'm not any of that shit. I'm the you coach. I'm the energy mechanic. That's what I do. I'm an energy mechanic. Because how the fuck can I know what you want? And how am I even qualified to say what you want? That's just stupid to me. But you know. You do know. You know. And I'll give you one thing to end this. You know, people are like, well, I'm not sure what to do. You want to know the easiest way to decide what to do? It's so simple. It's ridiculous. You get a coin. If you're faced with two options, like, you know, I don't know, whatever they are for you, you get a coin. It has a head or tail side, or just different sided, two-sided coin with different symbols on it. You flip it in the air, and you say, if it lands on heads, I'm doing A. If it lands on tails, I'm doing B. When you flip that coin in the air, don't bullshit me, because you know that. Don't bullshit yourself. You know what you want that motherfucker to land on. You're like, come on, A, come on, A. Oh, fuck, B. All right, 2 out of 3. Flip it again. Ah, come on, A. Oh, B again, fuck. And then people are like, oh, it's a sign. I should do B. No, you shouldn't. If you want to land on A, put the coin in a vending machine and buy a fucking piece of gum or something and be done with it. Because you know what you want. You just got to go after it. You got to go get it. Just because wanting it doesn't make it come to your life. It makes you be able to see the resources to get it in your life, but you got to build it. And if you truly want something, the building it is fun. It's work and it's frustrating sometimes, and it's like, you got to figure stuff out, but it's fulfilling, it's rewarding, because it's something that your soul wants. So what is that thing for you? And how are you going to do it? And yeah, I'm going to totally invite you to what I'm doing. The Power Life Protocol, the hybrid, the private mentoring and the group mentoring and the toolkit, all that. I'm starting that August 24th. This is the thing that has been the spark and the catalyst to create millionaires, to transform bodies, to transform people's lives completely. And not just for a minute. It's not some little 2-week, yay, I feel good and I'm done. No, I'm talking about permanently. People still 6, 7, 8 years later still send me messages like, holy shit, it's still getting better. And I'm like, yeah, because you got better. You got better. It's just about energy mechanics. The rest of the stuff, there's 1,000,002 ways to skin a cat, as they say, whatever. They don't say that, I just said it, but it's your energy. It's your energy behind it that matters. So, yeah, I do. I want you to be a little bit afraid. Because if that's what it takes to light a fire under your ass, then good. I hope it burns your ass so much you jump up and you run towards your dreams. Because we don't have forever, you know. I know that scares some people, and it should. I mean, that's what makes life so incredibly beautiful and valuable, because it's finite. It ends for all of us. We're all heading to the same place. No one gets a pass out of this bitch. So, no matter what you do, just remember that. And you know, I know you probably haven't had this experience of watching your parent or somebody or anybody die with nothing but regret in their heart, but it is awful. It's the saddest shit you're ever going to see. It's terrible. And I don't want anybody to go through that. I don't want anybody to die like that. I want people to die like, fuck yeah, what a life. That's how I think we should end this game. Just like that. And if you want help, if you want my help specifically, then reach out to me. And don't let anything stop you. Don't let fear, don't let money, don't let your bullshit excuses stop you. You don't know what I'm going to say. You don't know me. You don't know anything about the possibilities you have until you fucking talk to somebody and try and figure it out. So if you are at a point, because not everybody is, but if you are, and it's limited anyway, I don't think I only have 7 open spots for this, then reach out to me, because we'll make sure that never happens to you in your life ever. It's horrible, but either way, do something, man. Do something, because that's not a life. Living your whole life filled with regrets of the things you didn't do or didn't take a swing at. Because I'll tell you what, again, I'll say this one more time. It hurts a hell of a lot less to swing and miss than to not swing at all. So take your swing.